So, I mean, if you can recall, before landing in Nepal, what was your expectations like? Because you didn't get to read any book about the culture and religion, and that's a very huge important part of the, part of Nepal. So, did you have any expectations in mind?
I think I was very naive, but curious. Yeah, and the questions I miss very often with my family and here with young people, they accept too easily to do this and that. They don't ask why and how have been buildings buildings came up. So I was eager to learn. I did not have any expectation. And being a volunteer, getting a room paid in a house with 4 other volunteers, getting a cycle and having enough money, not much if you compare to so-called experts, but enough money to survive properly. It was after my, poor upcoming, the first positive experience, I'm free. Yeah, and I realized about work starting at 10 o'clock in winter time, it was impossible to us, so late, yeah, until 4 o'clock in summer, 9 to, or 10 to 5. And I think I just felt well. But I didn't have many expectations because I didn't know anything. Yeah, and getting the chance to go around and not to study, but to get into contact to traditional architecture.
Okay.
I was eager to learn.
So, I mean, like you stayed here for quite a while. For how many years did you stay here for?
It was almost 9 with some breaks, but the contract was for 2 years.
Yeah.
And I was prepared to leave after 2 years.
So in the original contract, you had to escape the draft. That's why you came here for 2 years originally.
Yes.
And the plan was to go back?
Yes.
And join the draft, or you would be excused?
No, we could not extend that time.
No, I mean, like, let's say you had finished 2 years here and gone back.
I would have gotten a ticket and would have flown back.
And you would have to join the army again? Or no?
No,
would you be excused?
Because during those 2 years, doing social service for different organizations was kind of an escape from army. I wouldn't have to join army again.
So that means a lot of people would try to get involved in all these projects, right? Because my assumption is most people would not want to get into the army.
At that time, it was common.
Okay.
So not very much of thinking, because you knew you have to. Some people and influential people try to escape and getting sick, or the doctor signed something. But I would say 90% of the young people above the age of 18 joined. My brother even joined for 2.5 years.
So it was the army. Excuse me if I'm focusing a bit more on this part because I'm curious.
Yes.
Was it for a short period of time that you had to join an army, like a mandatory service? We've heard in many countries it's for a year, it's for 2 years after a certain age, or was it for the army thing that your life was going to be an army life after that?
No, only to be, say, prepared if a war would come.
That makes sense.
And that we can be drawn because we know a bit, say, how to behave and should. Yeah.
Right. So that means you would have to be on standby.
Kind of.
Kind of, in a way.
Yes.
Okay. Now, what was the situation like during then? Because a lot of times what we see is, normally nobody would want to get into a war or a conflict or anything as such. But things like, there's this machinery of media or influential people who would influence people or say that it's people's duties or in a way they would motivate people to join. Was there something like a campaign of such sort?
I mean, so-called new social media just did not exist.
Yeah.
We read newspapers.
Yeah.
Neutral newspapers, not from a party or so. Same with radio, and TV came quite late.
Okay, so there was no TV during the early 60s.
It started, I think,
Okay.
but we didn't have
Okay.
a screen or
yeah.
so. Yeah, so we had to read to learn, and because of the Second World and Hitler's rule,
The book. That's why you're allergic to that book.
right? Yes, the what is the name? The winner teams, France, British, and many
The
Americans.
Allies? Were they the
yes,
Allies? The Allies,
God,
right?
I
Yeah.
didn't find the word.
Yeah.
They wanted to keep, say, Germany controlled.
Mm-hmm.
So they made basic laws telling everyone is same. Everyone should do this and that. So very strict rules that no Hitler would be able to appear again. Yeah. So I think it was quite regulated, but really everyone had the chance. And you heard that I came from a very poor section of society. Even now, maybe in Nepal, you would not have a Dobi becoming a president.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So the life was simpler concerning getting informations, and I told that I could not find in the city of 200,000 inhabitants a book on Nepal.
Okay.
Yeah, and so a daily newspaper. Till now, every morning my wife and me, read newspaper. Of course, we have TV and so, but reading is kind of reflection, and we can stop or turn back. Therefore, we are also we read books. Of course, I look TV.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I select, and the government channels are maybe a bit boring, but they bring not many fake news or advertise. I hate advertisement, and the private, how you call them, channels.
Yeah.
Channels. They live from advertisement.
Yeah.
Yeah, and therefore I'm more the fan of, say, government programs and channels.
So when you flew here in Nepal and landed for the first time, what was your initial thought like once you landed at the airport and you started getting out of the airport and started seeing a bit of the city?
I have to go 3 days back.
Okay.
We flew Lufthansa, not many airlines that
Lufthansa
time.
was still there back then.
Lufthansa had an office in Annapurna Hotel for some time.
Wow.
And I don't know how many flights to Delhi. We had to stay 2 nights at the Ashoka Hotel, that time the best in Southeast Asia.
It was in India? Delhi, okay.
Delhi, Ashoka Hotel. And of course, we tried to walk to Old Delhi. It was outside. And leaving the 5-class or 7-class hotel, look, we entered it, and servant here, servant there, a bathroom large as a living room. So we filled, everyone got his own room. The bathing tube, 1 hour in hot water. Yeah, going to the dining room, one pushed the chair under our knee. So, how to say, way of life, I think all of us never experienced, and I also didn't like, but of course the selection of food. And then we left the hotel, and there was construction going on, seeing small children carrying bricks, and the poorest of the poor. So this was the first shock. Then we took a taxi to Old Delhi, and it was the first time to realize that we haven't been poor at home, that this is a complete different level. Yeah, the smell, the stink, yeah, the crowds of people fighting for place and this and that. And hygiene, and we got our cultural shock in Old Delhi. And of course, we wanted to drink also a tea, being thirsty. We have been bought no water. So we got tea, and I let the tea run over my thumb, so not to be forced to touch the glass.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah?
What do you mean?
Yeah, how you call it?
What do you mean, like not touch the glass? Oh, so you
With the lips. Yeah, we are
with
not.
the lips. Oh, yeah.
This we learned in Nepal.
Uh-huh.
To drink like this,
Yeah.
I would
With
sweat. I would make my pullover even now wet because I can't drink Nepali way.
You mean to say because it's still prevalent today. I mean, like if you're drinking with a larger container, you cannot like touch it with your mouth. But then they used to have glasses back then which you could like directly sip off of.
But over there we didn't know about the rule.
Okay.
Yeah. I only thought because of dirty glass.
Okay.
I don't want to touch the glass.
Yeah. Okay.
And I think it was good, and it was even in winter time, say the first days of January, we felt uncomfortable. Mm-hmm. Or someone came, a beggar or very poor, oh, shoe dirty. I knew we had proper shoes. So someone had, thrown dirt onto our shoes so that his partner could earn money cleaning. And you need money, or even women attacked, need love. And so. Yeah, so our cultural shock we got in Old Delhi.
Okay.
Returned home, to Ashoka, took shower. So, yeah, it was good